So, we are back again, talking more transfer news. The transfer news for Arsenal just never ends, and we are going to be talking about more news today. This is the second of two videos. The first one was a preview to our game tomorrow against Rangers in the pre-season friendly at Ibrox. So go check that one out. It's just the last video on my channel. And let's try and get to 4,000 subscribers real quick, people. Subs are flying at the moment. Let's get there. We're going to be starting off with Granit Xhaka, talking about this specimen of a human being once again. Please be like the last time I have to talk about him, because I do not want to have to talk about this fella ever again, because Granit Xhaka could be on his way out. And yeah, this is done deal. Total agreement reached, deal agreed with Roma for the sale of Granit Xhaka. Finally, 18 million euros plus add-ons has been agreed between Roma and Arsenal for Granit Xhaka. Total agreement hit, and personal terms are also agreed between Xhaka and Roma. It's all done and dusted. Xhaka is also willing to cut his holiday short in order to join up with Jose Mourinho's team. I think I suggested that a few days ago as well. But yeah, Granit Xhaka is going to become a player for AS Roma, and that is done and dusted. And I'm very happy that this one's getting done, because Granit Xhaka is, let's just say, a liability, and I'm very happy that he is finally out the door and he is going to be heading off to Roma, and that is very good news. And look, we do need midfielders, and we're going to talk about two midfielders in this video that also been linked to the club. Obviously with Locatelli, we're going to talk about Bera and another player that's out. So with Xhaka, I think it's going to be our first sale, an actual sale, because Guendouzi is just a loan with the option to buy. It's not an obligation as we thought. But Granit Xhaka, he's someone we finally need to get out the door. He's had a decent Euros, to be fair. He's probably been one of the better midfielders in this tournament. But again, look, you get more time on the ball in these sorts of competitions. Players just like to sit back, and it was kind of suited to him. And Switzerland did very well in this competition, getting to the quarters today. Yeah, they got past France, which was a big achievement for them and their team. I think he missed out on the quarters, didn't he? Because I think he had too many yellow cards or something. But Xhaka is finally on his way out, and hopefully we can replace him adequately, whether that's Locatelli, Bissouma, Bera, whoever. So hopefully we can do that. And Granit Xhaka is finally out the door, and I cannot be more happy about that. And yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below who we should replace him with. And do you think he'll do well at Roma? Personally, I think he'll do quite well, because again, he's under a manager where, he's not gonna, Granit Xhaka, he's a limited footballer. Jose knows that, and he's literally just, he's not gonna be needing coaching, because Jose can't coach that well. So he's just gonna use his ability to play sideways and backwards, the odd 60-yarder, the one brilliant game every 5, and he's just gonna use that to his advantage and just play according to how Xhaka plays. And I think that's what Jose likes, and that's what Xhaka's going to bring to Roma. It's nothing special, but he'll get the job done for them, and there's a reason why Jose wants him, because that's what it is. I won't be surprised if they have a clash. I think this could easily go one or two ways. He could either do really well, or he could just fall out with the manager, which would be the funny bit, because we get 80 million euros and he flops. That would be the perfect scenario, wouldn't it? Obviously, you want to wish well for your players, and hopefully that Granit Xhaka does well over there at Roma. But that is the news on Granit Xhaka. Next bit of news is a potential replacement, and we've talked about this guy too many times. I don't like talking about two players too many times, but it is Manuel Locatelli. And now Fabrizio Romano has come out with an update, as well as other reports that have been suggesting the same thing. I'm just trying to bring up the tweet. Yeah, failing to prepare is preparing to fail, and I have not done that. But so Fabrizio Romano has suggested that meeting in the next hours between Juventus and Sassuolo for Manuel Locatelli. Talks on Locatelli priority is always joining Juventus. Arsenal always on the same position. They want Locatelli, bid ready since weeks, but still waiting to see what happens with Juve. So this is what we suggested the other day. What we suggested was that a bid of £40 million was accepted. That's now on the side, and Sassuolo are waiting, and now they're going to have this meeting with Juventus to see what happens. Now, this is a crucial meeting, because this is where Juventus will sit down with Sassuolo and say, look, we either want him or we don't. This is what they're going to tell Sassuolo. Now, if Juventus want him, if they're willing to pay the money that Arsenal have got accepted by Sassuolo, then he'll become a Juventus player, and that will happen, conclude in the next few days, and Arsenal will have to move on to another target. Otherwise, then Arsenal are the second choice, and there's a high possibility that Manuel Locatelli could become an Arsenal player. Now, look, I have my thoughts about Locatelli. I don't think he's the greatest player, but again, you have to think about it one or two ways. Locatelli is a very decent footballer. He's done very well for Sassuolo at the Euros. Sorry, not Sassuolo, Italy at the Euros. And you just have to look at it and say, look, if he doesn't want to join us, should we really go after him? That's the question. And look, he's going to have this meeting with Juventus. Sassuolo and Juventus are going to have this meeting. If it's decided he's going to go Juventus, then we won't talk about this ever again. And he's done. He's gone to Juventus. But we've had this bid accepted. Does Locatelli actually want to come to us? His priority is Champions League football. We cannot offer any Europe, whether Juventus can offer Ronaldo, Champions League. They can offer way more, and it's in the country. It's his country, Italy. Obviously, he wants to probably stay there, play for the best club in Italy, and that's what he wants to do, Locatelli. And that's basically the situation we're at the moment. And I cannot say no more on the situation until this meeting has concluded between Sassuolo and Juventus, which may happen very, very soon, and we could find out what will happen. But we'll just have to wait and see. We can't really say anything as of now. Let's just hope for the people that want Locatelli that Juventus don't want him, but there's a good chance that they probably do, because they could maybe get him for maybe a cheaper price, because that's where Locatelli wants to go. He doesn't want to go to Arsenal, he wants to go Juventus. Edu's trying to convince him. Will it work? Will it not? I don't know. Arteta said you shouldn't have to convince a player to join Arsenal. So another fact that Arteta is a liar. But anyway, that's just how it is at Arsenal, isn't it? But that's the latest news on Manuel Locatelli. Next bit of news is on his counterpart, Italian counterpart, Nicolo Bera, and he has been linked to Arsenal. Now, Bera, Liverpool have had a strong interest in Bera, and he's worth up to £60 million, and Arsenal have inquired over the possibility of signing the Inter Milan midfielder. Now, the clear answer by Inter was NO spells no. No, basically no. He's too expensive for us. They want up to £70 million. We're probably going to offer as much as we offer Locatelli, which is around 40. And yeah, there's no chance Nicolo Bera will sign Arsenal. I think I'd really want Bera. I think he's a very good footballer. I saw him for Italy. He's a very tidy footballer. And he's probably a way better version of someone like Lucas Torreira, if I'd say. But look, again, Bera, he'd probably end up going somewhere like Liverpool, or he'd probably end up staying at Inter, because I don't think anyone's going to pay the kind of money that Inter want for him at the moment, and it's probably not going to happen realistically. Let's be real here. And that's the news on Nicolo Bera, as he is going to stay on with Inter Milan. Arsenal do like him, appreciate him, but nothing is going to happen as of today, and there's nothing really to it at the moment. So Nicolo Bera is going to stay, but he's a good option, and you never know, we could put in a bid if Locatelli goes sideways. But that's the news on Bera. The next bit of news is on this guy here, Willian. I was going to bring up the fat picture of him that's been going around after that. Oh my god, that Hibernian game. And yeah, the situation of Willian. Fabrizio Romano come out and said that the situation with Arsenal is still the same. They expect him to leave, that sort of thing. But look, I think with Willian is that the shape of him in that Hibernian game, oh my god. And he's the one complaining about abuse. Keep yourself in shape and maybe those things won't happen. Just a wild thought. Just a wild thought. Don't be like Eden Hazard and people won't have a go at you. It's just how it is, isn't it? And look, I think with the case of Willian, I think he's probably going to leave. Arsenal are waiting for an important bid to arrive from Real Betis or Inter Miami or whoever, and he's probably going to sign for one of them. But wages are a big problem, and we'll just have to see what happens with that one. But that's the news on Willian. William Saliba has also left the club. That's in other news. He's officially now joined Marseille, so good luck to him over there. We've talked about him way too many times, so I'm just going to leave it at that. You can watch my previous videos if you want to see more news on William Saliba. But that is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.